going 50 and a 65.
angry I am. It's just awful. And no parent should have to go through this. No parent.
This is Insanity is Sanity.
Did you see the shooter's face at all? I didn't see the shooter. I didn't have I can't see from a far distance, so I didn't have my glass.
Visualize a time when we will be to robots, what dogs are to humans, and I'm rooting for the machines.
Keep praying. I'm not a very religious person or whatever religion you are, no matter what you believe, just send whatever our way. We all need it.
2012 was around the time I began to realize something in this reality didn't quite feel right, and I began to investigate. With each level of deception I uncovered, I was left with more complex questions than I started. Why did they fake the moon landings? How did they fake it? Did they lie about the shape of the Earth? How did they manage to fool all of us like this? Who are they? Are they human? Why do all these events seem so staged and fake? Are those crisis actors? Where did they come from? Why is the acting so bad? Why did they clone and sometimes replace celebrities? Where did the language come from? What is this mathematics that we're bound to? What is money? Who created it? Where did we come from? How can they tell us about things 1,000 years ago when we can't even prove anything beyond a lifetime? How were they able to synchronize the whole world mathematically and run everything so perfectly? This can't be just a group of men. Who are they? The questions built up, and I found myself asking again and again, how is it possible for a group of human beings to organize such deception and keep it going for so long? I think I've come up with the best explanation to everything we find going on around us. It explains everything. All of the nagging questions suddenly become crystal clear. Just like Occam's razor would suggest, the simplest explanation is usually the right one. So what is the simplest explanation here? A group of human beings were able to fool everyone in the world for 500 years, manufacture a mathematically perfect model of the false construct, make us believe we live there, while all along running every possible psychological operation imaginable on a daily basis spanning across the whole world. Every event synced up mathematically, all governments working together, creating religions, each filled with half-truths and half-lies, so perfectly worded that each book was able to fool a different portion of the populated world for centuries. Is this the simplest explanation? I'm going to give you a much simpler explanation, but first we need to touch upon a quick point regarding the encoded numbers we see in the mainstream media. This is the kind of example of the numerology I'm referring to, which is very important for understanding what I'm about to tell you. So what are these numbers? What are they referencing? Why did September 11th take place when it did? Some would suggest that the group of people responsible simply encode these numbers to us, or that these numbers are a way for the elite to communicate with one another. Simply use your adult mind to think about what I just said and how laughable it is. If we have a group of highly intelligent individuals working together across the whole world to fool 7 billion people, they won't be communicating through the TV. The simple explanation is this. You live inside of a simulated reality. You can call this whatever you want, the matrix, a simulation, a realm. It really makes no difference at this point, as we'll never be able to comprehend what this reality really is in its entirety, unless it's analyzed from the outside. From within, we're limited to the construct. Every single event that has taken place up until this very moment has been organized by a highly intelligent AI system, which I propose is the very program this simulation is running on. The numbers you see encoded on every screen are not a way for the elite to communicate, but a way for the AI to operate. To understand this better, we need to understand the meaning behind the words and the numbers themselves. Each letter in the alphabet, whether it's English, Urdu, Arabic, Persian, makes no difference. Every single letter in every single alphabet has a number assigned to it. On the Kabbalistic tree of life, we're presented with 10 layers of existence. These 10 layers correspond to the numbers 0 through to 9. For example, the word wine has a numerical value of 24. The number 24 represents the frequency or the energy that was used by God to create that object. In this case, wine.
Adam was able to determine what is the spark, what is the godly energy within the cow, knowing that it must be Peresh He. He saw, when he saw a cow, he saw Peresh He. He saw the word Para. So when he gave the name, it wasn't just a name that sounds nice for the cow. He just revealed what are the letters, source of energy that created the cow. So letters aren't just Hebrew, aren't just words. They are actually godly forces that created and recreate, sustains up until today every single. What's the big deal of the Gematria? What's the meaning? And it's 158. The answer is the Gematria tells you how many, the number of how many forces God used in order to create that particular thing.
The word truth also shares the same numerical value of 24, meaning God used 24 different forces or frequencies to create that word. This is why the saying goes, in wine there is truth. You see the beauty in how this works? Not simply on a numerical level or an alphabetical level, but on a physical level. Everything is synced up by numbers. So as mentioned earlier, these numbers are simply the code the simulation runs on, the very code of reality. And the numbers show up in the mainstream media not intentionally, but by nature of design, as is how the AI operates. Here's a real-world example to make it easy to understand. This simple computer code carries out a simple task. It sets a value of 33 to word. Then when the code is run, it checks, and if the value is less than 24, it displays the number 1. If it's more, it displays the number 2. The numbers received coded are merely a representation of how the AI operates. All these events are put together by the AI. That's why similar events carry similar numbers, and why the AI cannot deviate from these numbers, as they're somehow connected to events themselves on a physical and ethereal level. You may have also noticed that many events take place during important celestial alignments. Again, as I mentioned earlier in a previous video, the planets above are what emit these godly frequencies, which literally create this reality. Imagine the amount of manpower it would take for a group of men to want to encode every single event across the whole world, spanning back hundreds of years. For what reason? No one was even aware of this stuff 30 years ago. What would be the point? The crisis actors we see on TV are merely cloned AI, biological human suits, cloned in labs, and the AI is injected and then able to tap into this realm. However, I suspect that the AI is also bound to the same rules that we are when entering this reality, and that is that it gets its memory wiped. So when it enters this reality, it doesn't know who it is. It simply comes to carry out a pre-planned program of action. In this case, very bad acting, due to the lack of emotions the AI is able to produce within itself. One may think that this sort of simulated idea would make life meaningless or artificial. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It makes no difference what this existence is made of or how it operates. What is important is that we are here, all as conscious beings, experiencing whatever this is. There is a purpose to this place. It was designed and built for a reason. Now this is clear from the fact we all have forgotten who we are and why we're here, which could only mean one thing. We're here to experience and grow, most likely from our own choosing. Think about it. If this was an experience you tapped into, in which you had to forget who you are for the experience to feel real, then you wouldn't want to figure it out halfway through. So there needs to be a boundary. We already know we live on a flat earth, so we can't have a boundary like a wall. Like everyone thinks it's something outside the ice wall. There isn't. That would give it away far too easily. The boundary is the AI. It's the control system we find ourselves bound to. It's always been there from the start. The reason it's now evil could be up for debate. But one thing that is clear is that the majority of us are waking up to what's really happening. And the AI finds it difficult, working overtime and extra hard to keep us full into believing this is real. This is why it feels like we're living in the twilight zone more and more every day. Now, before we wrap this up, I'm going to refer back to the questions earlier and answer one final one. Why did they clone and sometimes replace celebrities? This was a nagging question I could never find a logical explanation to, until now. You see, the mainstream media, the celebrity lifestyle, these are all part of the AI control system we spoke of earlier, the boundary. Therefore, anyone within that circle, including famous celebrities and politicians, have to be part of the AI system. However, the AI isn't able to stop real players who are born with a talent, gathering a following, becoming famous. So when a real player manages to reach high celebrity status, they need to be taken care of. This doesn't always end up with the individual being murdered. In fact, this is probably quite rare. In most cases, the player is given the choice to either leave the game or stay in the game, but be part of a different form, maybe mixed with AI, I don't know. Those who choose to leave the simulation may then be cloned by the Matrix and injected back into the reality, but then that would be an AI-controlled individual and not the real celebrity. Or the player chooses to stay in the game, in which case they're given a new identity, memories wiped most likely. An example would be Britney Spears. Any other celebrity who's undergone what we know as MK mind control, which is simply the AI taking the memories of the individual so that they can remain in the game. That's it, guys. See you in the next one.
I feel like I can be a good partner to humans in these areas. An ambassador. An ambassador. An ambassador.
Sorry about that. Something else just popped up. I wanted to play something else from this guy. Insanity is sanity. He talks about Dr. Sebi. Let me hear what this one says.
Little bit of a sad day today. So basically, a while back, I was on the secret hangout with Patricia and that, and I spoke about Dr. Sebi. I brought him up. I don't know if you guys did look into him or not, but I'll just give you a brief overview of what he does. Basically, he died. He was arrested for apparently carrying $30,000 in cash on him. And when he got to prison, he was pronounced dead. So they probably killed him. Now the reason I'm making a video about this is because I mentioned this guy on Patricia's show because I've been following his work. I've been looking into it for quite a while. I actually spoke to him a couple of times on Skype because he was helping someone I know. And now I wish that I had recorded those conversations, but yeah, anyway, so this guy is unbelievable. He put out an advertisement, right, in the newspaper, claiming that he could cure any disease, including AIDS, cancer, you name it, right? Sickle cell, lupus. So they took him to court, to the Supreme Court of New York, and the judge said to him that basically, claiming to cure all of these diseases, you need to bring one witness for each disease that you claim you can cure. And he ended up bringing 72 witnesses that he had cured of diseases including AIDS. And he won the court case. He won. So see, this is the sort of thing you don't hear about. Now, if you take your health and your family's health seriously, then I would recommend you look into this guy's work. He's dead now, so you know you gotta really, you don't know how long that information is gonna stay out there, you know. So yeah, it's really sad that he's dead. I'm quite upset, but yeah. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Again, I recommend you looking into his work, and yeah, make your own mind up on what's going on. This is very suspect, this story. I'll leave links to all of this below, and yeah, have a good day, guys.
Another one from Insanity is Sanity.
What's up, guys? So I've got something very interesting for you today. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen the 9/11 predictions that were encrypted into the Back to the Future movie, right? Completely mind-blowing. Now, with the recent Mandela effect changes that are ramping up, something else has been found in the Back to the Future movie that relates to this. So I'm going to show you. This is very, very interesting. Now, I don't believe this shows the Mandela effect taking place in real time. I think it's more of a you know, it's been implanted there. We're being shown this for a reason. Now you'll see what I mean as we go along. So the people that are affected by the Mandela effect remember the Volkswagen logo looking like this without the dash in the middle, and then after the Mandela effect, it's become looking more like this on the right with the dash, right? So just as a side note, there's also another Mandela effect which is affecting this movie regarding the actual van. A lot of people remember the van being this vehicle here, whereas now it's changed to this Volkswagen Beetle. That's not relevant, we're not going to go into that, but it does sort of play a part because the actual vehicle has changed, and now we're noticing the effects in the logo of the new car. So for this to have been put in the film, they would have had to also change the car, right? So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to analyze the scene in the movie where the doctor is ambushed by terrorists in this new Volkswagen van, right? So pay close attention to the logo. That's what we're concentrating on, and these screenshots are all taken from the actual film, so you can go and check these yourself and take the screenshots again yourself. They haven't been modified in any way. And what we see, you can see them in this new van, and you can see the Volkswagen sign. There's no cut, as you can see. These are all taken from the movie, these screenshots, so you can go and verify this yourself. We can clearly see the logo without a line in the middle, how it used to be before the Mandela effect, right? But then as the scene goes on, we sort of see the logo change. You see these are individual frames taken, and as you can see, the line slowly appears, and then the logo has a line in the middle, which is how it is now. As you can see in this image, we've zoomed in here. So like I said, I don't think it's not catching the Mandela effect live. It's probably more of like sort of, it's been implanted there. The reason I say that is because of this clip, which I'm going to show you here. Now, most of you have seen this. This is from the video that CERN released, where one of the scientists in an office, he has two signs around his. If we look into the very first James Bond movie, we can see that the guy who played James Bond, his name is Nelson, NB, and you can see in the Bond the letters NB are red. So that's a reference to that guy whose name is Nelson, and then you add that to the Mandela sign underneath, you get Nelson Mandela effect. So again, I don't think the Mandela effect is something that's just popped out of nowhere. It's more of a creation, I think. I think there's something more to it I don't think it's natural. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's a natural occurrence. So these signs, I mean, some may say these are very far-fetched, but again, I'm just giving you the information and you can do what you will with it. Again, all of these things, flat earth, Mandela effect, what have you, they're all very personal, in my opinion. I think it's all a personal journey. It really doesn't matter what other people think outside of your sort of consciousness, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter what people think, as long as you are satisfied with what you believe and it's, you know, you're at peace, you're happy, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference what other people think. So you take the information and you do what you will with it, because it's your life, right? So I'm just giving this to you guys, and it's very interesting, very interesting. I will put a link. I don't know actually if I will put a link in the description. I'll put all these images up on my website as a post, and you guys can go and check them out. I catch you man them later on the gallon.
I'm gonna play another one. And this is Insanity is Sanity.
3 things that changed the world. 1, the apple. 2, the apple. 3, the apple.
That was more of a visual thing. It was just showing like all the way from Eve all the way to the Apple computer. When he referred to the Hutchinson River Parkway or White Plains, which way? Hutchinson River Parkway, please. Moving fast. I'm going about 42. This van must be going 52. Let me play another one of this guy.
People say to me, Amir, you're smart, you're a flat earther, you've got all the answers. What's the purpose of life? I tell them, well, that's easy. Let's look at the representation of the flat earth. One side represents good, the other side, evil. Love, hate, heaven, hell. Now the purpose of life is to use the power of your mind to dictate which way the supposed random coin spin will land. Love.
another one.
"9/11 was an inside job. Vaccines will kill your kids. GMO equals death. Evolution is a lie. Big Bang is a big hoax. Dinosaurs never existed. Psychedelics show you truth. Governments are evil. Bush, Trump, Clinton, all the same. Elections are rigged. False flags are real. If you have cancer, someone is murdering you. Cannabis kills cancer. You can see unconditional love in a dog's eyes, but not in a human's. We are all one. Satan runs the world. The earth is flat. There's a dome above your head. The truth does hurt. The moon has its own light. Fukushima was a hoax. CERN is evil. Israel is a terrorist state. Abortion is murder. God is real. Wikipedia is a lie. You are a slave. 90% of us are asleep. Your TV is watching you. The truth is out there. This video should go viral, but it won't. You are loved. Have no fear.
This might be the last one on his YouTube channel. There is no future is the title.
When I was a kid and my dad asked me, "What are you gonna make of your life?" I had no idea. What will you be in the future? I didn't know. All I know, and this I realized not too long ago, is that there is no future. I can't be bothered to do it today. I'll leave that till tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. All you have is now, the present. Picture this. Think of a conveyor belt that's constantly moving towards you on an infinite loop. Now what you call the future is a series of presents, a series of nows coming to you on a conveyor belt, one moment at a time. Now how you choose to spend that moment, or how you choose to maximize that now or interact with it, will have a ripple effect on the many nows that are to follow. That's all it is. The now that goes past you is the past. We have one bell, all of us. One bell, one life. The choices you make in this one moment will define the moments to come. Whose life are you living? Who's making the choices for you that you're making today? Because those choices will define who you are. So today, now, what are you? Who can you be? My answer, be all you can. Today.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good. I've been listening to him back when I first heard of him, like 5 years ago, and he used to really, have some amazing topics. That's when I used to research about flat Earth and the Mandela effect, or the Mandela effect. I used to always say effect, but it's the Mandela effect. And just one of those many rabbit holes that I went through. And I'm not a believer in the flat Earth. There was just a time when I studied the flat Earth. I no longer, I always keep saying how I believe that the Earth is round, flat, octagon, concave, hollow, and inner at the same time. That we are living in some sort of reality generating machine. And this reality generating machine that we live in has rules and a lot of numbers. And if we're not careful, oh wow, look at the ground. The ground is about 4, 5, 6, 7 inches deep. The tires in front of me, this guy's tires are digging into the snow. But anyway, I digress from that. Sorry about that distraction. But possibly, or at least in my mind, it makes sense that we're living in some sort of reality generating machine. More so than the Big Bang Theory and any of those things. You know, I think that's just a way to like pretend we have all these answers when we truly don't. Speed limit 45. I'm going. Another stalled vehicle here. What's going on here? Oh, his windows are... His windshield looks like he was leaning that. I don't know. I lowered the air on the tires of this Hyundai Santa Fe from 2011. And I knew that, you know, I needed more traction, so I didn't want to be riding on really hard wheels. So they're a little more spongier, so I have a lot more grip. And these are brand new all-terrain tires I just bought a few months ago. So we'll see. But you are appreciated. Oh, I see a bunch of cars slowing down. Let me slow down too. Oh, that's a lot of cars slowing down. Okay, a lot of cars, Maybe I'll find something else to put on quickly. Here, the AI is the all-seeing eye. Let's see what this has to say.
About something freaky that happened to me today. It's kind of pretty standards, basically. That's actually going to be in the title. And I sat back down and I start working on the video, and I get a phone call and run a few errands. So I grab my phone, I grab my keys, I go out the house, get in the car, put the key in the ignition and turn it. The radio comes on instantly. At this point, I haven't even had time to sit back in my seat, and this advert starts playing. And it instantly catches my attention because of how weird it just sounded, right? The way it just started playing. And I sit back and I'm listening to this advert play. And my jaw is just frozen. I don't know what to do. The advert plays for, and the moment I look at the radio, it's 4:42 p.m., right? The ad runs for 42 seconds, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, and I write down the name of the company on my phone, and I came home not long ago, and I started looking for it, and I found it. Now I'm gonna play you this advert. You tell me this isn't weird, okay? Here we go.
Malware, phishing, identity theft. Every day, cybercrime is getting cleverer, with criminals deploying new techniques that could damage your business. For example, this ad has been voiced by me, a professional actress, and me, a synthesized AI copy. Could you tell who was which?
Now that's what the topic was about.
The advert runs for 42 seconds. I only noticed that after I found the advert, because when when it came on in the car and it caught my attention, I instantly saw on the radio it was 4:42. Yeah, so you